Hey, welcome to the what?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Trash Talk.
I knew that was going to piss him off. What's up, everybody?
Man.
Welcome to the Trash Talk Countdown Show. That's your host, Bobby. I'm Shine. We about to have us a good time. Why is it everything I say rhyme? They say I got balls because I be driving cars. You know what we are. What's going on, Bob?
Chilling, man, in the building again. Once again, take us a long time to get back in the building. We're back in the building once again, man. But we got some good things we're going to talk about today, man. We got UFC 275 right around the corner, man. Also UFC 276 as well, too. And then we're going to do something a little different this tonight, man. Did you know? We got something that, you know what I'm saying, we're going to bring to the light. Some people already know about it, but some might not. But did you know it's coming up soon? And then there's some couple rumors out there. Actually, one in particular that we want to talk about as well, too. So let's get into the show, man. Let's get into the show.
Wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it. Hey, look, 5 minutes on the clock. Let's get this party started. Rock. It kind of rhymed. You know what? I give up for the day. Here we go. UFC 275 is coming up, and I got a lot to say about this.
Yeah, buddy.
So are they charging us the same high price gas prices for this card? Is that what they're doing?
You know they is, man. You know they is. Teixeira should not be the main event fight. That's all I'm gonna say. It should be Shevchenko because I feel like her name pulls more weight, but I understand why they did it.
Because he's a big dude. And it's the 205 belt. They got to put some respect on his name. So
I understand that. No, the reason why they did it was because they feel like Shevchenko is going to run through her opponent, and the Teixeira fight might be a little bit better. I'm just saying in general. The odds say that Shevchenko should run through. I don't care what you're talking about. Shevchenko should run through her.
Is going to give her the biggest content. Okay. Anyway, Glover Teixeira versus Yuri. Okay. I'm there. I don't know if Glover gets out of it. Glover set a hard date for his retirement. So I like the way he worded that. He said, man, I ain't going to wait till after the fight to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you right now what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do my thing. And then after this year, it don't matter. I'm good. He ain't got nothing else to accomplish in my book. Valentina Shevchenko versus Talia Santos. You got Weili Zhang versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk is the only thing that makes this card interesting. To the point where you charge us for this card and we are going to pay you money. Tell me I'm wrong.
True. Hey,
when they didn't have this fight, we looked at it before this fight was up there, and what'd you say?
That's some bullshit. But look, though, that's my exact words. You paying $70-something for two fights that one's gonna be a run through and the other one's gonna be a old versus new. But look, though, I really feel like before we get further into this topic right here, I feel like the Teixeira fight should be third. I'm just saying. Zhang versus
they not gonna put Glover Teixeira versus Shiri for the belt.
I just feel like it should be third. Man. I just
there's a precedence for it. There's a precedence for it.
I mean, that's
Conor McGregor fought a 5-round main event with no belt on the line over a championship fight. So
hey,
there's a precedence for it. So
man, I'm just saying,
you might be right.
I don't think they're gonna get the butts in the seats for this card like they did in other cards because I don't feel like the weight of the names on this card pulls as much. But I still think it's going to be interesting because the cards that I feel like not going to be as good are going to be the cards that actually stun me. So Teixeira comes out, does some amazing thing. He's young again for like 2 minutes, and then he starts throwing some things. Shevchenko gets into a brawl fight where her face starts puff up. And Zhang versus Joanna is just one of those brawling matches from first to third where he's like, oh my goodness, this is great. So it might be one of those, man. It might be one of those, but I don't know because
I'm not buying any of that.
Never know.
This is what makes me mad about this card. And I apologize to Glover Teixeira for when I just said that just then. I said he 4-1, right? Floyd Mayweather just fought. He 45, and it wasn't even. I watched the highlights. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad for a 45-year-old dude. But listen, you got 3 fights at the top before you possibly. We're talking our mainstream kind of casual fan before we get to somebody that we possibly don't know. Okay? 3 fights.
Yeah.
But they charging us as if it's 10 fights. Now, let me present to you exhibit number B. This is UFC 194. Okay? We had to pay for this one too. Now, in retrospect, we knew these people before the card happened. Because there was one time, like back, remember we brought up UFC 100.
Is that Covington on the prelims?
On the prelims, cuz. Are you ready for this? Jose Aldo versus Conor McGregor. Chris Weidman, Luke Rockhold. Jacare Souza versus Yoel Romero. Damian Maia, Gunnar Nelson. Max Holloway, Jeremy Stevens. That's the main card. You got Uriah Faber, Colby Covington, Tisha Torres, Kevin Lee, Santos, who else?
Your
Court
mama,
McGee.
your daddy.
Your greasy grandmama. Look, you got these people on the prelims, right? This is what we paying for. This is what make me so mad about these cards moving forward. Is like, we got 3 fights before I mention a name. I'd say you're a casual UFC fan. Before I mention a name and you go, who?
True.
Right.
There's a lot of fighters on this.
I told you Uriah Faber on this card. You're like, oh, he on the main card. Now he on the prelims. You know, back in the day, Kobe Covington was coming into his own, still on the prelims during that time too. He was just about to get cut. I think this is before the filthy Brazilian remarks. so maybe it was warranted that he was on the prelim. But in looking back at it in retrospect, man, this is what we used to pay for, right?
And we used to play like $40.
Yeah. But now we get 3 fights. We got 3 fights, Bob. Do you know, I ain't even gonna butcher these names, man. You know Steve Garcia?
Who that?
See, there you have it. Hey, Jake Matthews is fighting. No, I say that and you're gonna say, who? So never mind. Moving along. UFC 275. See it or skip it. If you didn't have to do a recap for the show.
If
you didn't have to do a recap.
I skip that motherfucker.
You're skipping it, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm skipping it.
So, all right.
Skipping it, do that date, man.
Now, in that, hold that thought as we move into the next round. Right? Hold that thought. Let's move into the next round.
Before we get into the next round, man, we got to talk about what's in the bottom right corner, man. Stunting is a habit. Get like us. Habits365.com/trash talk BS for that 10% on all your apparel. If you want your logo or your anything in the bottom right corner, all you got to do is hit us up at
myfeetsmelllikebutt@gmail.com.
Hey, man, greatest email account ever made.
So
get
now
into
look.
UFC 276, man.
UFC 276. And you've got Israel Adesanya. Is coming into his own, right? He's not in the stratosphere. He's not in the stratosphere.
We
would consider Conor McGregor to be. Take Conor McGregor, make the next stratosphere athlete. It'd have to be what? Jan Jones, and then maybe Honda, then maybe Brock. He working on his way to get up there. You know, anytime we got a good Israel Adesanya fight, it's got to be the dance partner. But now it's getting to the point where it's just like, hey, I just want to see Israel Adesanya fight, really. So him versus Jared Cannonier is a bit intriguing. The fight's a lot harder than what it looked like to us on the outside looking in, right? Okay. But let's look at this card in comparison to the last round. Israel Adesanya versus Jared Cannonier. Alexander Volkanovski versus Max Holloway. Eyes open.
Three. Oh,
Is
I
it
was going to say
4?
7. But I'm just saying, go ahead.
4. I knew that was going to happen. What? They fighting again? Sean Strickland versus Alex Pereira. And that Alex Pereira's the last dude, I think, to knock out Israel Adesanya. So we got some backstory with this card. Lauren Murphy versus Miesha Tate. This her flyweight debut, I believe. She dropping the flyweight. Pedro Munoz versus Sean O'Malley. Uriah Hall versus Andre
yeah.
Muniz. Jessica Evil Eye versus Macy Barber. Brad Tavares. I'm in the prelims now. Brad Tavares is on this card. Robert Lawler is on this card. Brian Barberina, that's the dude that beat up, stopped the Sage Northcutt train. Jessica Rose Clark. So I'm almost at the bottom of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a card that you pay for.
Yeah. You pay
this
$75
is a card when
for
they
that.
charge me. I say, I hit the button. I don't cringe.
Yeah, you pay $75 for that.
Yeah. Or whatever they want to charge me. I'm paying for this. And that's what, and I understand. It's hard for them with the roster to put on this every single time.
True.
But also, if you can't, just don't charge.
Don't put it on. Just
don't charge me. No, put it on. You got a fight night car. Put it on. Just don't charge me.
True.
I tell you what, like this. Hey, Dana, as you're listening, check your boy. I'm gonna look into the camera on this. Dana,
look into it. Look,
Maurice White. That's his name.
Maurice.
Dana Maurice White.
His middle name Maurice.
All you got to do, what is it? Cut the pay-per-views down by a third. Beef them up. And then charge more. But then give us all this other stuff for free. It'll work out the same.
Or you put it on your little platform for $5. Or
put it on the platform for $5. Look,
yeah,
charge $100. BJ, charge $149.
Like they do for
a pay-per-view.
For boxing.
Listen, I'm gonna hit you with this. You ready? Charge $149 for a pay-per-view. You ready?
True.
5 title fights at the top.
Fuck yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there.
I'm in there.
You go. So what he got? He got 2 of them on this one, 2 of them on the other one. Okay, give me 4.
Yeah, put
4 title fights at the top.
Yeah.
$149 I'm paying for. Or you got title fights. Give me title fights on UFC Fight Night cards. Every title fight ain't worth a pay-per-view.
Teixeira is not a title fight that worth pay-per-view.
Every title fight is not worth pay-per-view. Now, there was a time that you had an exciting fighter, champion, in almost every single weight class.
There was a time. It was a time.
It was a short-lived time. But you had like Conor, Max Holloway.
Yeah.
Usman was still the champ then.
Blessed.
Robert Whittaker. John Jones was still the champ during all that. So you could do that.
Little funky monkey.
Joanna still had that Mystique tour.
Shoot, I shouldn't have said that.
To what? That Mystic Mac?
Yeah, Mr. Mac. That's what I said.
What'd you say?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Nah, I need to know. Did you say that? You said
I said midget.
You're a terrible person. So thank you everybody for tuning into the show. We've officially been canceled. This will be our last show. We're just gonna watch the countdown go down to 0. But nah, Sean O'Malley versus Alex Pereira. Come on now, tell me that ain't a good fight. Just for the simple fact that not Sean O'Malley, but Sean Strickland is he talking his stuff right about now.
Talk that stuff.
He talking that stuff right about now.
Talk that stuff.
And then Alex Pereira is very interesting because of the fact that they're pretty much grooming him to fight Adesanya again. And I'm all for it.
Yeah, man, because you can sell it. You can sell it.
They're selling me something.
There's a story to it. There's a story to it.
The other one, they just put a bunch of fights together.
Adesanya. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a story.
And they got damn 275. I am shitting on 275, but not in the sense of what you think. It's like they just took a bunch of fights and put it together and said, man, they'll pay for it anyway. They fans, they're generous for it. I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna be there. I ain't gonna lie. But no, this one's got me a story though. Alexander Volkanovski, Max Holloway fighting for the 10th time. Can he do it? This is the one. Max Holloway. I can't keep a straight face. Max Holloway can pull it off. I love Max Holloway too. But also, man, that make it real hard. Has he even fought since then?
Yeah. He won his last fight. It was Max got his face fucked up.
Yair?
He won his last
Yair?
I don't know, but they threw some blows in that fight. Yeah. They stood in the middle and they threw hands.
Oh, he's won 2 since then. Calvin Kattar and Yair Rodriguez.
They threw some hands in there.
Okay, so So I'm not mad at the third crack at it, but also the third crack at it.
You know what really excites me about UFC 276?
What?
I know that these individuals are going to throw hands.
True.
Adesanya and Cannonier is going to throw hands. I know that Blessed is going to throw hands. I don't know what Volkanovski going to do, but I know Blessed is going to throw hands. No, he
came with it. Don't you remember in the Korean Zombie fight, you change your tune.
Korean Zombie wasn't in his level. I mean, I feel like Bless can throw better hands than Korean Zombie.
But you saw him come with it, so we know he's capable of it.
Yeah, he's capable. I know the age caught up with him. That's all I'm going to say with Korean Zombie. The age caught up with him, and the song didn't last long.
But okay, so I'm gonna ask you about this card, even though I know the answer. UFC 276. You buying? No, not buying.
Oh yeah.
You gonna watch it, even though we not doing. Even if we didn't do a show about it, you gonna watch it.
Adesanya is getting to that level where you gotta see it.
You gotta see it. So he's getting there.
You don't know what to expect. You don't know what to expect,
and then you just hope. I'm there for the walkout. Like, what are you gonna do this time? Maybe he did that little flip.
True that. Yeah. I just want the partner or the dance partner with Adesanya to want to fight. That's all I want. I don't want no Paulo Costa. I don't want no what's his name now in the
Bellator. Romero.
I don't want no Yoel Romero. I don't want none of that. I want a dance partner that's going to come forward and take it to Adesanya. That's what I want. That's what if I get that, Adesanya is gonna be ducking and diving, punching, kicking. He's gonna be doing all the things I like him to do. He's also gonna put his face out there to get hit. So Cannonier has an opportunity to put him out. That's what intrigues me so much about this fight right here. And
this
then
is a tough one, though. I'm sorry, I had to mention that.
What?
This is a tough one. It's 50-50 of which one of those fights we'll get. Now, I've seen a couple Cannonier fights where he comes out and get after it, but I've seen a couple Cannonier fights where he's watching.
That's why I said I hope I don't get one of those.
That he did win the Anderson Silva fight, but I'm pretty sure he was not starstruck, but he's watching the fight unfold more than fighting the fight and unfolding. I don't even know what that means.
Well, he said he's going to bring it to him this time. That's what he said.
Look, hey.
He said all the time now. That's what he said.
Every fighter in the UFC say, I'm going to bring it. But I tell you, when they shut the door, sometimes it don't get brung.
Man, I'm going to tell you right now, man, if I was a fighter, man, I'd bring it every time. And if I did, I'd bite. But look. though.
I ain't even going to say that, but I'm going to let that one go. I'm going to let that one go.
I'll be pinching, biting. I'll be doing everything I can to get a dub or a DQ.
Before you do your final statement, I got one more question for you. Miesha Tate versus Valentina Shevchenko, if it comes to fruition. You watching? You there?
Man, that shit ain't coming to no fruition.
What? This her flyweight debut. She beat Lauren Murphy. She talking about knocking on the door.
Miesha Tate ain't fighting for no damn championship. I don't give a damn what you talking about.
How not though? How not?
So let me ask this question. She going down a weight?
Yes.
First of all, she's already had some surgeries where some of the weight ain't coming off. So the weight gonna be hard for her to get off in the first place.
I don't know.
Second of all, she ain't fighting for no damn championship, man. Her damn
you ain't got to beat for one person in the flyweight division.
Her timetable has ended. Now she's just fighting for money to keep her bank account rolling. That's what she's fighting for now. Don't give me that bullshit. The only reason why they'll give her Shevchenko, if it happens, is because she's a bigger name and they can sell the fight. That's the only reason why she get it. She ain't going to get it because she's better than the rest in the division. She's going to get it because of her name. That's it. That's why Conor McGregor still gets the fight he gets now. He been getting his ass whooped. He still get it because his name Conor McGregor.
They gonna get that man a title fight. Look, that's the thing. That's her name though. So she's got an upcoming confirmed fight with Lauren Murphy, and I do confirm that her last fight was at bantamweight where she lost that
Who you say she what?
Decision. She lost to Caitlin Vieira.
She lost.
And then Caitlin Vieira went out there and she won against Holly Holm.
How the fuck you get
somehow?
Man, Shante, that's some bullshit. How the fuck you get a championship fight and you lost one of your last.
She
two
didn't
fights.
lose her last fight. She's going to a new division to fight Lauren Murphy at flyweight.
So she 0-0 now.
So it's a fresh slate, a la Jeremy Stevens, a la Aldo, a la anyone else who dropped weight. Frankie Edgar, you know.
Aldo, what do he do? What do he do?
We moving to the next round.
All right. You think about that.
Hold on. Look now, let's take a step back. There has to be somebody who reinvigorated their career by dropping weight. Oh no, is there?
There has been somebody who's reinvigorated their career by gaining weight.
Is there
someone think so
who has reinvigorated their career by dropping weight?
That's a question for another show.
That's a question for another show.
So we can do some research, but let's get into the next part of the show, man. Before we get into it, man, we got to talk about what's in the bottom right corner. Something's a habit. Get like us. Habits365.com/Trash Talk BS for your 10% discount on all apparel. If you want your logo or anything at the bottom right corner, all you got to do is hit us up at
My feet smell like butter at gmail.com.
Hey, man, greatest email account ever made.
Hey,
let's get into the next part of the show, man.
Did you know that Marlon Chito Vera has finally earned his shot at fighting Sean O'Malley again?
Hey, man.
He earned his rematch with the dude he didn't beat.
Last I know is somebody tore their ankle up.
He didn't beat Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley, who is 15-0.
Huh?
He's 15-0.
Self-proclaimed.
The one don't count.
It don't count.
Because the one don't count.
The guy he given a rematch to.
And he needed to go out there and earn his way back to beat him again.
That is the most...
What?
Stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life, but I'm here for it. That's what I'm saying. I am here for it, though.
Is there some genius out here somewhere that is writing this stuff? They are writing the crazy stuff that these fighters say, the weird shit that Conor McGregor says from time to time, where you're just like, what? You ain't gonna beat Kamaru Usman. Just let it go. Or the weird shit that Sean O'Malley says, like, nah, man, I'm 15-0. Nah, homie, I'm looking at this one. I can see it. It's right here.
They got it on all the websites.
They got it on all the websites. They showing it.
Website too.
Ain't no little asterisk. Nothing. Ain't nothing beside it. All I can see is a L. But you telling me you 15-0?
It should have a parenthesis that say, I broke my foot. And then
it do say co-main event elbow. It don't even say he broke his foot. It said lost elbows from guard. I got nothing, buddy. So 15-0 Sugar Sean O'Malley, who has a fight coming up against Pedro Munoz, which isn't a walk in the park.
It's a good fight. I just want to say something about Sean O'Malley right now. We are finally getting the fights that we would like to see from Sean. Hopefully he's getting the money that he deserves. But the way, who, and how Sean O'Malley fights is very intriguing. His size, his reach, his body type, the way he goes into the cage and puts himself out there and then also gives the crowd a show. I love it. And we're finally getting the fights where it's an opportunity for him to go up in that division. And if he ever becomes champion, we might have another star on our hands to the point where it's like must-see TV every time you see him. Because right now he has a following to the point where he's on the bottom end of a fight card, and when you hear his name, it's like, oh shit, I might tune in to that. I might tune in. Sean O'Malley fight. I might tune in. So I'm here for it. I understand exactly why he said what he said, because I feel like he was winning that fight if it wasn't for the unfortunate injury that he obtained inside the cage. But
was
here or there, I feel like he was. I feel like, it's my own opinion, I feel like he was winning the fight. I feel like he was outpointing him. I feel like he was doing some things that Chito couldn't get past or get through. I feel like his range was there to the point where if the fight would have went on a little bit more, Sean would have finally got his distance and put him away. I'm just from my point of view from what I saw. But this rematch is what I'm here for, and I hopefully his ankles or his legs are a lot stronger than what they were in the past, and he doesn't have another unfortunate injury. But I'm here for it, man.
He been playing a lot of basketball.
That's the only thing I wish he wouldn't do, though. I'm glad the Suns got beat in the last round, so he don't have to pull out that stupid stunt of his fadeaway mid-round. That's the dumbest. That might be the dumbest celebration I have ever seen in my entire life. I'm just saying. That's just personal.
So look, let's look at the Marlon Chito Vera after this fight when he had to earn his way back. He fought. It say a green W beside his name on Sean O'Malley. I don't know why it says that. Then he lost to Jose Aldo. Then he beat David Grant, Frankie Edgar, and Rob Font. Nothing to sneeze at, right? 3-fight win streak. So then you got Sugar Sean O'Malley, who lost to Marlon Vera. He beat Thomas Almeida. He beat Chris. I still don't know how to say his name. You know the one he hit him in the fist with his face a bunch of times. Chris
a lot of times.
Mortinho. I don't know how to say. He got cut by
the UFC, man. He got a contract.
Man, I was hoping he would. Man, I'm with it. I was there. I was like, keep the hair green. Let's keep it going. Yeah, I know he got cut. And then he fought Pavwa. I know how to say his name. So that's
a top
3-fight
opponent in the division. I'm just saying.
That's a 3-fight. Pedro Munoz ain't nothing to sneeze at. He's on a 4-fight skid, but Pedro Munoz ain't nothing to sneeze at. This is the one where we look and he gets this W and we go, okay,
let's go. Let's do this.
Okay,
let's challenge the big heavy hitters.
He can start talking to your Dominic Cruz,
talk your stuff,
your Cody Garbrandt, your what's his bantamweight, Aljamain, all those guys. He can start talking to them now. We'll listen. Does he beat Marlon Vera? If they fight,
Sean O'Malley, yeah, I think he runs through him. I think he'd be second. I think he'd be second or third. I think the first round would be close. I feel like Sean O'Malley outpoints him a couple times in the first round, gets a 10-9 round, but I feel like he puts him away in the second or third round. I'm just saying, personally, I haven't really seen anything from Chito that it's like, oh, shoot, he going to do this, he going to do that. I haven't seen anything. He's a warrior. Chito is a warrior. Chito's an individual that's going to come in and bring the fight. But for the most part, I feel like skill-wise, Sean O'Malley is better skill-wise than Chito Vera. That's just personal. That's just from my opinion, from what I've seen fights-wise. Even though Sean O'Malley hasn't really fought the opponents we would like for him to fight, he has done what we expect him to do, is win those fights against those opponents in stylish fashion. That's what I'm saying about that.
15-0, baby. Hey, this, you know what pisses me off?
What pisses you off?
About all of this. And we're going to have to sit here and say some stuff like this. Like, Sean O'Malley is on his way to achieving his stardom, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, he probably already has it.
So he can make money outside of the UFC, right?
True.
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we shouldn't say things like, well, if he doesn't gas out this time.
No, we shouldn't.
Why are we saying this about Sean O'Malley? Why are we saying this about Conor McGregor? These people that, you know, he's going to come into his own. All of his focus and his extra money should be in his nutrition, his diet, and his cardio, right?
Yeah.
This should be no question. So why is it not? I can get when these guys are first out here on the scene and they don't know what it takes to go out and perform the way they need to perform. But at this point, he's going to be talking to the point where I need this title shot. I'm not fighting unless I'm on the main card or I'm pulling out. Shit like that, right? We also shouldn't say in that same sentence, well, you know, he did look like he was gassing against Chito Vera the last time he fought. So Hopefully he gets that figured out. Now, he should have that figured out. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all.
I mean, I feel you on what you're saying. I feel you. I just understand the stakes when they rise. Usually the individual either they rise with the stakes or they fall. And I feel like Sean O'Malley's going to rise with the stakes, just saying.
If he doesn't gas.
I don't feel like he's going to gas, man. I feel like here's the thing with certain opponents and individuals in your mind, you're saying this is an easy fight or it's an easier fight. So maybe not, you don't train as much as you need to on certain aspects of your game in order for you to not gas out. I feel like with Pedro Munoz, he's a fighter, top 10, an individual that can put you away, has skills, some of the same skills as you have. I feel like it's just one of those things where it's like, hey, my competition level is up. I gotta be A1. A1 from day one, bars. But look though,
hey, listen, I disagree.
He gonna come in good shape, man. I'm just saying.
I 100% disagree with that. I don't. The psychology, whenever fighters have that psychology, I believe is 100% wrong, and I think it's sometimes false to think about. If you ran into this fight where you're supposed to win, sometimes I feel like you train harder. Because think about it. You go into this fight that nobody thinks you are going to lose. Right?
Yeah.
That's more pressure than going into a fight you ain't supposed to win. You can find so many more reasons not to train hard going into a fight that you ain't supposed to win than you can going into a fight that everybody thinks that you supposed to wash this dude. You go out there and get slept by a dude you supposed to wash. They gonna be throwing up headlines like Evander Holyfield's son. You see that when he got flatlined by the I don't even know my man's name.
I don't feel like Evander Holyfield's son is big enough where like everybody knows that he got flatlined. So I understand where you come from with that aspect.
That was everywhere.
I understand this though. We got an example out there right now who is, well, he's not a champion per se. It's got stripped because he didn't make weight. Charles Oliveira.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from his journey, you can follow his journey. He was a man that when he was coming through the ranks of the UFC, they labeled him a quitter. He quit, and he actually quit in the cage. He gassed out. Then all of a sudden, something switched. Something turned on. In his mind, he had that thing or that it that just says, I'm never quitting again. And he started running through his opponents. That same thing can happen for anybody, but who knows who has that mindset and who doesn't.
Do you think Sean O'Malley has that mindset?
I feel like he does, man.
I don't see it.
I feel like he understands the fact of the matter of making money is to staying on top and winning. And if you're not winning, you're not making any money. That's the whole thing.
I hope there's somebody behind him that has the fight IQ that they are handing it to him, though.
True.
They have to be feeding him this fight IQ. There has to be some genius behind him that's feeding him that. Damn all the money, you still got to go do your thing. You ready to move on to the rumors?
Let's move into the rumors, man. Before we get to the rumors, man, we got to talk about what's in the bottom right corner. Stunt is a habit. Get like us. Habit365.com/charge-BS. If you want your logo or promo or anything at the bottom right corner, all you got to do is hit us up at
My feet smell like butter at gmail.com.
Hey, man, greatest email account ever made, man. Let's get into the next part of the show, man. Rumors, man. Rumor has it that Dustin Poirier has accepted a fight with your boy Colby Covington.
Your boy. Now, you can't say that because then we're going to think it was Eric Anders.
Your boy.
Your boy.
Your boy. So all I'm going to say is, man, Sean, I feel like in the past you've opened my eyes to some things that I didn't really want my eyes opened up to. And
you know what I'm about to say.
And in this fight, I feel like Colby Covington, being a -700 favorite, is going to win this fight handedly because of the fact of the matter is he's going to take Dustin to the ground and he's going to put him in places where he can't get out of, and Dustin will not be able to do the things that he does best, which is punch people in the face. And I hate to say it because I know it's true. Colby Covington only talks shit outside the cage to get the fight, to make the money. And inside the cage, he does not fight with emotions. which is one of the smartest things I've seen out of a fighter. Now go ahead and say what you're gonna say because it's gonna be cliche, and it's the same thing you always say every day. Bars. Go ahead.
So it ain't cliche.
It is
what I'm about to say. Number one, Colby Covington's not losing this fight. I understand. Off Jump Street. These odds were out 3 months ago whenever the rumors started circling around the first time. How do I put this? Is he going to wrestle him for a very large amount of time?
Yeah.
Probably not. Hot take. Listen to me when I tell you this. He ain't got to. The threat of it is going to allow Colby Covington to get his hands off and change everything very quickly. This fight is going to be highly contested on the feet, and it's still going to be lopsided. He's going to take a couple shots. He's going to have Dustin Poirier down. He's going to do the same thing he kind of did to Jorge Masvidal. And then past that, he is going to just do nothing but work. I'll set the over-under on maybe 3 takedowns this whole fight if it goes the distance.
So you telling me right now that Colby Covington is going to stand and bang with Dustin Poirier?
I didn't say that.
And Dustin Poirier is going to be like stalling because he's going to be aware that Covington can take him down anytime. So his reaction and his reflex is going to be a lot slower.
He's going to be a step ahead.
And then Colby Covington is going to start banging his face in. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I don't know if he's gonna bang his faces, but I'm telling you, this fight is going to look. This fight is going to look more like the first Kamaru Usman fight than it will the Jorge Masvidal fight. Guaranteed. If this fight happens,
I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
Where Dustin Poirier at in his career, there is no reason for him to take this fight. Absolutely no reason.
He shouldn't.
One, 2 more fights in the UFC, and we're talking back to title contention. We're talking the fact that there is no champion right now, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot up for smoke. So why would you put yourself in this position in a fight that you know for a fact
let me tell you,
you might come up short? That ain't got nothing to do with it. When it comes down to it, you got your babies and you got your
Shine.
Go ahead.
Cash rules everything around me.
No. I don't believe it. I don't believe that this fight is going to garner more money than the title run. I don't think so. There's no way.
Beef sells. What's beef?
What?
Man, I'm getting you some biggie. I'm getting you some big lyrics right now.
I understand, but you can't tell me. You can't tell me for a second that winning the title back is going to garner more money than this one-off fight.
I'm trying to tell you this. The opportunity for him to get a championship again in that division is a lot slimmer now, especially with the opponents that are coming up and the opponents that are already there.
Who?
You got a lot of opponents.
Who beats Dustin Poirier in the 155 division?
You got Islam. You got Charles Oliveira.
Islam Makhachev, he ain't beat nobody, so we can't put him in that sentence.
Come on, man.
I get it. I understand. We put the respect on his name, but you can't just tell me that Dustin Poirier ain't gonna win.
I didn't say he was gonna beat him. I'm just saying the competition is there. They got like a top 5 competition that Dustin Poirier can lose to anyone in that top 5, if not top 7. Justin Gaethje,
he beat him.
Michael Chandler. He can get beat by these individuals. Once you get beat by one, the money goes away. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, but who? I sound like an owl right now.
Michael Chandler.
I'm looking at
Charles Oliveira. He has never beaten Charles Oliveira, dog.
That's okay, right? That's perfectly fine. Charles Oliveira ain't gotta get the belt back.
You right, but
Charles Oliveira ain't got to get the belt back. Listen to me. Anything can happen in another fight. So he went out there. Yes, he went out there and he beat Justin Gaethje in this last fight. That's cool and all. He still ain't got the belt though. So he not defending the title where Poirier needs to have another fight against him.
What you're saying, dog,
look, I looked up the rankings. They took my man picture off. That's nasty. Ooh. I looked up the rankings on UFC.com. They took Oliveira picture down. They just got nothing. White screen. But you got Dustin Poirier at number 2. Charles Oliveira is over him. He beat Justin Gaethje. You got Makhachev. Okay, so he fights Makhachev, who has not proven that he's going to go ahead and destroy everybody. So he goes out there and beats Makhachev. He's right back on it.
Makhachev does the thing that Dustin can't get away from. Ground and pound, dog.
Ground and pound, dog. That's cool. But when we look at the ground and pound, dog, we said it about Khabib, and I know I'm going to be eating these words. I'm going to be eating it, right? But he did it to Bobby Green. He did it to Hooker. He did it to Thiago Moises, Drew Dober. He's not done it to that one person just yet. And either Dustin Poirier is going to be it, or he's gonna show them that, oh look, there's levels to this. Now what you're telling me though is he either takes that fight, which is still an appealing fight.
It is.
Or he goes over here and gets Mario smashed by Colby Covington.
Who knows he gonna get Mario smashed?
Okay,
though, man.
We say Colby Covington. Does that earn him a title shot?
That's if he beats Colby Covington,
how?
He might, I don't know how, but if he beats Colby Covington.
Hey, look, I'm with you on that. I don't know how, man, but hey, Dana going to figure out a way to make it happen.
Colby Covington, he's beating a number 1 contender in another division, but gives him an opportunity to fight for a championship in the 155 division. So either way, it could give him an opportunity back to the title shot, because it's like he has an argument now. He does 2 things if he fights Colby. And he wins. He beats the hell out of him. So Colby quit talking shit about him and his family. And number 2, it's another opportunity for a title. I'm just saying, it can happen. It can happen. Anything can happen. Anything is possible. That's what Kevin Garnett said when he won the championship. You know?
Yeah, but beating Colby Covington, you could argue to me if he beats Colby Covington, and then Dana says, okay, I might have a spot for him to fight Kamaru next, then you would him to fight for the 155 belt. And also, listen to me when I tell you this, a la Conor McGregor style. If Dustin Poirier gets to the point where he can beat Colby Covington at 170 for size-wise, he going to have a time making 155 again.
Who knows, man?
You know, Colby Covington is out here doing this to people who actually cut weight. He don't even really cut weight like that. That's strong. That's extra strong. You got Poirier who gets to 155. I'm pretty sure he's about 190 something. So he's coming down a good amount to make 170. But he's going to have to weight train hard throughout a camp and then make the weight. And then after that, he's going to balloon back up. It's going to be hard to make 155 again.
Man, he's a professional, though. You're making thousands of dollars.
There we go again. You think that would be damn given that these people would have people in place to take care of that shit.
The thing is, though, I feel like Dustin Poirier has a better support system than some of these other guys.
Okay.
Just saying.
I ain't mad at you.
I don't feel like he has yes men around him. So when you have a group of people that's not going to say yes and has your best interest, because you already said, the coach said that's not a good look for you. So the coach has your best interest at hand. So if you got a lot of people that have your best interest at hand, it's always going to fall back on the fighter if he wants to do it or not. But if you got a whole group of individuals that have your best interest at hand,
and that's somebody that you can listen to.
Exactly.
Because what's his name? He has Conor's best interest at hand, but I don't think Conor listened to him no more.
No, Conor don't
John Kavanaugh. All right, hot take. This fight gets put together. Who wins?
Man, Colby Covington wins this in 5th round, probably by knockout. He probably tires him out because Colby Covington has a gas tank that's no other. The only real person I see beating Colby Covington, and I hate saying this, is Kamaru Usman. If Usman wasn't the champion, I feel like Colby Covington would be the champion, and we'll be hearing his mouth all the time. So I'm so glad Usman is a champion because we don't have to hear this guy every day, all day, with his hot takes about the world, what's going on in politics, what's going on with his sex life, things like that. So I feel like Colby Covington wins this in the 5th round. He just tires him out, knocks him out in the end, and Dustin just rides off in the sunset with millions of dollars in his pockets. That's something to say.
I don't know where these millions are coming from, but all right. I've got Dustin Poirier winning the moral battle. I got Colby Covington walking through it. I got it. It ain't even close. If it goes to decision, it might be 50 to 45.
Who knows?
Who knows? But I do.
We'll see.
But listen to me when I tell you this. If Dustin Poirier goes out there and knocks out Colby Covington and then looks in the mirror and then looks in the camera lens as if he's looking me dead in my eyes going, what now, bitch? I'm going to give him the nod like, my man. Because I ain't even mad at him. I want you to win. I want nothing but the best for Dustin Poirier. But this ain't a fight he can win. I don't believe it.
Hey, style makes fights, and I feel like these two styles don't match up. I feel like Colby Covington is a ground and pound individual that can wrestle you to death. And then, like you said before, with that attack mechanism, it's going to slow Dustin Poirier down to the point where his reflex is not going to be to his liking or where it needs to be, and Colby Covington just eats him alive, standing up.
Boom. Hey, listen, before we move on to any other news, I just need you to know that Conor McGregor, in all his mystic wisdom, really did get them to put Dr. Stoppage as the reason why he lost that fight on his official record. Yep. Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier win. Conor McGregor, Dr. Stoppage, broken ankle, 5 minutes in the round 1.
And Sean O'Malley couldn't get that?
Well, I think he went down and then got punched, but Conor McGregor Conor McGregor I think took a couple punches too, man. Conor McGregor did. He did get them to put freaking lost Dr. Stoppage, broken ankle. All right, whatever. Respect got the man. Paws
put on him.
Oh man, what you got in other news?
Man, look, there are a lot of things that happen. BKFC is right around the corner. They got a card coming out soon. I don't know exactly if I'm going to watch it or not. I got to get into it because I feel like it's a sport that I would like to see, especially because of all the knockouts. But it's just hard getting into a fight or a card or actual promotion that's not been around that long and doesn't have fighters that have as many fights. Okay, I mean, you got a couple of Palominos who's had 6 fights in the BKFC, who's put himself out there, but his last fight was not a fight that was very interesting. It was a technical fight, went all 5 rounds, and it just wasn't as good as I would like it to be, especially with the BKFC. So hopefully this next round of fight coming up, I think it's June 11th and June 24th, turns it around for me again. I feel like it's a promotion that can stand by itself, stand alone, and especially with the exciting things that can happen in that sport. But we'll see though. They're promoting this next card as the biggest BKFC card ever, but when you look at it, it's like I don't know none of the names on the card. So it's one of those things.
I got Alan Belcher. That's all I got.
I gotta tune in, man. I gotta tune in and just see what happens, man. Because they're getting not BK, but UFC fighters that either on their last leg or they didn't do as well as they could have done in UFC, and their record is not as good as they would like it to be, especially in the UFC. So we'll see what happens. We'll see.
You know who? If they ran BKFC, I don't know if this is a mentality of the roster or mentality of the president, but if Shannon Knapp ran BKFC, I feel like BKFC would be a different story. I don't know what motivational speeches she was giving the Invicta fighters before all them cards. Let's rewind all the way to the beginning, back when there wasn't much in women's MMA. Invicta was kind of just starting out. I don't know what speech she was giving to these people, didn't nobody really hate nobody in women's MMA? Couple rivalries, and that was all. Everybody hugged it out. But when they said, fight, are you ready? Fight, are you ready? Go. Everybody went out there and they went at it. And they went out there to finish and prove something every fight. Every Invicta card. You ain't even know them. Like, back in the day, it was Tisha Torres versus Rose Namajunas. They throwing up flying arm bars and flying triangles. They doing everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dang, I need to keep an eye on them. That's when, you know, you got like BKFC and you've got these fights and stuff with the same amount. Like, these people are just getting started in that journey that is BKFC. And then I never get that moment to where I'm like, dang, I need to keep an eye on Kelly, or I need to keep an eye on Wagner.
True.
You know, I do get that in the 125 division, which is the only thing that I'm interested in BKFC. Right? True. They go out there and I'm like, man, I'm talking about what's her name, Christine Fajeda or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Before then, I don't know. I had no idea. Or Britton Hart, no idea who that was. All I know was when they went out there and they went at it, I said, damn, I need to keep an eye on that. So much that I'm keeping an eye on this more than I'm keeping an eye on Paige Van Zandt.
True. Well, Paige Van Zandt is a WWE fighter now, and she's making more money outside of fighting. So I don't know. She put a name out there with BKFC to make her more money outside the cage. So
I ain't mad at her. Do you think? Get your money. Love you or hate you. A lot of people hated Floyd, and he still made millions. It'd be like that.
Floyd made millions with his last fight too in an exhibition, which is crazy.
Showing up. What else you got, Bob?
Man, that's all I got, man. That's it.
Hey, look. It's been real.
It's always real, man.
It's been good.
It's been good tonight.
But it ain't been real good.
Never that.
Hey, look, we're going to come back next time. We can't stay so long.
I holla.
Peace.